So now we're going to walk through how to allocate to a contract. And what you're going to do here is you're going to look on the left-hand side and you're going to click on the Accounts tab. And this is going to show you just a sort of a summary of your account. So you've got your account number here. You've got the dollar amount. So you've got $100,000 available in this account. And then in this middle section is where it would list if we had currently allocated to any commodities, but we haven't done anything yet. So now we're going to take a look and see what commodities we have available by clicking on this drop-down box here. And we're going to take a look at the sugar-free contract because that sounds really interesting and I have a sweet tooth. So we're going to click on Buy. And at this point, I'm being asked whether or not I understand the terms and conditions of the master subscription agreement. If I want to take a moment and read it, I can cancel and come over to the side here and click on Subscription Agreement, and it will open up the subscription agreement and I will be able to read it. But since I've already read it, I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And this is going to open a window now that's going to show me all of the terms of this contract. So this is a sugar-free contract, which means it's the third sugar contract that we are participating in. And the value isn't anything. The value is just how we calculate profits at the end of the contract, so you don't need to worry about that. And the targeted return is 30%, and the approximate turnaround time or completion time is 70 days. So let's look at the start date. The start date is the first day that we are offering the opportunity to participate in this commodity, and the cutoff date is the cutoff day for funding. So what that means is the contract completion time is 70 days from the day that it is cut off to funding. However, a couple of things to keep in mind. Contracts are offered on a first-come, first-served basis, and there have been times in the past that the contracts have been full and therefore closed to funding prior to the cutoff date. So it is very important, if you see a contract that interests you, to go ahead and allocate to it as soon as you can. So approximately 70 days after the cutoff date, you will be paid on your contract. The minimum purchase amount is the dollar amount that is required to participate in the contract. So if it said in $2,500, you would need to have at least $2,500 to allocate to the contract. In this case, it's $100,000. On average, most contracts are between $2,500 and $5,000. One thing to keep in mind is that that minimum purchase amount is not an increment. In other words, you don't need to purchase in increments of that amount. It's simply a minimum purchase amount. And if you decide that this is something you want to buy, you'll simply go down here and put in the dollar amount that you wish to allocate with no punctuation and no change, no cents, just in whole dollars. Click on your account number and click Submit. Now you can see here that we've got $100,000 allocated to the sugar-free contract. You may see this word here where it says completed false and be concerned that you didn't do something correctly, but that is simply telling you that that contract is not complete. And what that means is it's still an open contract, it is not paid out, and it is not complete. So that's fine and that's normal. If you decide to send money in the future and you wanted to allocate more of your funds to the sugar-free contract, you would click Buy right there. If you were to click on the drop-down box now, you can see that sugar is no longer there. Once you are in a contract, it is removed from this drop-down, and to buy more of it, you would have to click right here. But if I wanted to buy something else, I would simply do the same thing, click on the commodity, click on Buy, and proceed as I just did in the last example.